Straw Hut Media.
Welcome to the Soul Care Intensive, your oasis in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Join James Van Praagh in this unique spiritual retreat, where we take a step back from the chaos to ground ourselves, explore our spirituality, and connect with like-minded souls. From forgiveness and compassion to mediumship and intuition, we delve deep into the facets of spiritual growth and self-discovery, providing you the tools to connect with your core being.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Soul Care. But as everybody's getting along here, I want to say welcome. And I was just looking at that opening there. So, okay, we got to change it, of course, because things have matured. Pearl's very big now, and Minnie, of course, with a little boy who needed her. And I gave Minnie to him to heal. And I just was Soul Care. When I came up with that title years ago, it was just that, it's taking care of our souls and ways of learning to nurture and to honor that beautiful sacred part of ourselves, that soul, which we are souls having an experience. So all of life, of course, is lessons that we learn and how it affects our soul or how it changes our soul, expands our soul. So I'm so happy that we've been able to do these live calls. And it started, of course, back when the COVID started, because so many people were afraid, were in fear. And they went on the television and watched the news. It was something new to everybody. And it was all so fear-based. And everybody was like really freaking out. And I wanted to do something. So I started Soul Care. And it was really, I remember the first messages that I gave in Soul Care was talking to people about how the news is really making this thing really frightening, and that they kept on saying, stay home, go back to your home, stay in your house, stay at home. And I told people, I said, from my point of view, from the spiritual point of view, messages I've received, insights I've received, it is a time of going home. It's time to stop what you're doing and go back to your into your soul self, discovering yourself, taking the time to really honor your soul, learn who your soul is, and discovering aspects of your being that you wouldn't have time before to do with everyday life going on. So it really was a time in our evolution to stop and to go within and start looking at yourself from the inside out. And that really was why I started Soul Care. And I think it's been very successful in that way. And as life continues on and more things are happening and changing and moving and major things going on in this world, I think it's always good to have that sense of yourself, your soul self, and your grounding. And that's what this program is about, is to really help you to care for your souls in all different ways that I talk about and help you with. Isn't that nice of you? Thank you for healing energy. Thank you very much for acknowledging that. It's very important you say that. You said this thing's throwing me off into a different spin, but it's really important that things come up. And, you know, in your life too, when people say certain things, you look at something different, something comes into your mind. And it's really like, thank you for your loving energy. Part of being the soul self is being aware of your energy self. And it's interesting because people talk about being a healer, and I find that it doesn't necessarily mean healing people with laying on of hands or doing prayer work. It isn't necessarily that. It is something about just being in this space. So you can be in a room with many people, but there's one person there that sometimes you feel an affinity toward, you feel there's a wonderfulness or a loveliness about them. They're probably healers, and you're feeling their healing energy going out. So just by them being in a room, it illuminates the space. It brings positive energy. It brings balance to that space. So that's just something I want to mention, the healing energy when you're around people. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the energy from people. The more you let yourself surrender to that healing energy, you'll feel it, because you're a soul having an experience. And when you acknowledge you're a soul, you really start living life with the soul attributes. And that's what today's going to be all about. We talked a little bit about some things I'm working on here, but that's what it's about. When you have a relationship with yourself as a soul, having the human experience, you see every experience in your life. If you allow yourself, from a soul's point of view, what am I learning from this person? What am I learning from this experience in my life? Those horrendous, tough things that happen to us, the experiences in our life, which are some really difficult things. It seems that the hardest lessons in our life are the ones we grow the most from spiritually. As you know, there are so many things that happen in this life we can't understand. We don't understand because we're in a three-dimensional world. And the truth many times is veiled. You know, we're not allowed to see it, or we don't understand it in this vibration. We've got to go to a sixth or seventh dimension to understand it. We go back to the spirit dimension, we start seeing things that are completely different. The veil is removed and we see things in a whole different light, like that. So it's very true. But again, I think being down in this physical vibration, it teaches us to use faith. And that faith is a belief in ourselves. And many people see faith, many people kind of put faith and religion together, which to me is a mistake. Religion to me is a way in, it's a discipline, right? There's a certain set of rules to go into that faith of yourself. By using these rules, you'll find yourself. I don't believe that. Faith to me is having a belief in yourself. Whatever road takes you to get to that faith is important, but don't let yourself take on, what can I say, a religion or a belief system or dogmatic way of you have to have a certain bunch of rules to see yourself as a good being. I don't believe that. I think we are all good beings. We're all loving beings, and I think that's what we have to find, that faith that God says yes, we say no. Right? The human says no. God to me is not a religion. God is many, many things, and I don't think that's something we don't fully understand until we pass over to the other dimension. If we fully understand it at that time. But we, as that light being, that God force, that everything, we can create with our thoughts all the time. Anyway, so I'm getting caught up here, but there we go. Christine, yes, I want to thank you for sharing your wisdom experience with it. I am so happy I found you. Thanks, Christine. Back at you. Through spiritual medium Kelly White during COVID. Very good. I can imagine my life without you both. I'm so grateful. Your words make sense to me, and I hear them in my daily world. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Christine. You've changed our lives too. Thank you, sweetheart. Dave, hi, Dave. Keep up good work, James. The human side is not the true side of us, and we are so very loved. It's so true, Dave. Thanks for acknowledging that, because love is the answer, and we are love. And the further we live in this, well, when we're in this human world, we forget a lot. We forget about our true selves, which is love. And we embrace fear in many respects because we're shown fear all the time. We're programmed by fear. It's coming. And fear is a false ego appearing real. Fear is an illusion. There is no fear in the spiritual dimension. Fear is of the human part of us. That's limitation. We are not limited. We are limitless as God beings. We're living in a limited human space, so maybe that's part of that, but really we're limitless beings. Thanks, Dave, for reminding us all about that. Hi, Barbara. How are you doing? Can you explain the difference between a ghost and a spirit? Is there a difference to their appearance? Well, Barbara, number one, don't get caught up in titles so much. Not that important. So I wrote a book called Ghosts Among Us, and I wrote that because the show Ghost Whisperer I created there was not giving it to me the truth to people on the public about what it means. To me personally, it might mean different to different people. A ghost is, I guess you would say, when someone leaves the body, right? There could be some emotional connections, emotional holders, hold them back, an emotional experience, like say the Civil War, for instance, or Gettysburg, right? At Gettysburg, there are a lot of what are called ghosts or hauntings. A haunting to me is a remnant of an emotional experience that soul remembers. It's a memory of that experience. And it's almost like a soul gets caught up in that memory of it. It's a memory that's strong with an emotional component, but the spirit is free of that. So the ghost is just that memory, if you will. They don't necessarily are living there. They're living in the spirit world. That's just an old memory that seems to have activation to it, but it's an old memory. And it's like a loop of a movie playing over and over again, caught up in space and time, right? I hope this makes sense. The spirit is, or the soul, I would say more than you can say soul or ghost, because spirit to me, let's see, like this is a can I have of LaCroix water, right? So this to me, the container would be the soul, right? So the soul is a container of the spirit, right? So the human body is a container of the soul is the spirit, and the spirit is the effervescence, it's the life aspect, it's the life force. That's the spirit. I'm gonna say, it was a wonderful spirit. They get used interchangeably between spirit and soul, which is okay, but to me that's the true essence of what they mean. The essence is the spirit, the soul is a container of the spirit. So, and the ghost is that old memory. They're not living there, but it's an old loop, if you will, of a memory. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, thanks, Barbara. Cindy, how are you doing? Do you plan to put any courses on sale soon? Yes. Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to you right now. I was thinking, what should I put up on sale? I don't want to give people things back. So what I decided to do was this. On my school, the JP School of Mystical Arts, I decided to put on the Psychic Portal course, the Psychic Certification course, which is really a great course. And it really talks about, it's a 45-lesson course, and it talks about harnessing your psychic energy, opening up your psychic portals, which is really about the key steps to enhancing your abilities. And it's living life from a soul's point of view, once again, and it's allowing, understanding, and sensing what energy is all about. Learn what energy is. And that's really, once you have a sense of what energy is, you're able to be aware of your own energy fields around you, the energy within, the fields around you, and how those fields change with different thoughts and life experiences that you have. Also, you become aware of the energy of other people coming into your space. So it's really the first lesson is really just about all energy. And it's also about, I use visualizations designed specifically for enhancing your tuning in, your attunement, if you will. So that's a psychic certification. That's lesson one. Lesson two is harnessing your psychic energy, not overusing your psychic energy, and also learning about those illusions, fears, barriers that hold us back from taking the time to tune into our soul's self, which is intuition. We have six senses, not five, and the sixth sense is intuition. It's the soul's voice. So once you start to surrender to that and learn, if you will, relearn or remember that sense of who you are, your true self, it opens you up and it kind of allows the mind to just open and expand, and you become aware of sensing, of knowing. There's a certain knowingness that all of us are born with. So it's opening up that curtain to that knowingness. And that's in lesson two, I talk about that. I talk about the chakra system in depth, what each chakra means, represents, how you use each chakra, how you open up the chakra points, how you take care of the chakra points, the energetic discovery of balancing the chakra points. You can tell when there's a chakra that's balanced or it's imbalanced. I go through a whole thing about that, and scanning, I talk about that. So also, I talk about how to connect with your clients. If you do readings for them, the psychic ways of connecting. There's certain ways I do it with the daily rituals. I talk about those. Also creating a sacred space to work with. These are things that I've learned for many, many years now, 40 years, and I've perfected it. So there's that course. And then also the next course I want to do is the mediumship certification. So the mediumship certification course is a great course. These two courses, the psychic certification and the mediumship one certification, are really the two courses that started my school. And the mediumship one is a wonderful, groundbreaking, if you will, mechanics of mediumship course from my point of view, from how I've learned and I'm sharing. And it's really a great way to learn how to ground yourself, how to center yourself. Once again, how to become aware of this, your soul self, how to surrender to that self. And kind of these two courses go together. The psychic course, the basic grounding and learning from the psychic certification, goes hand in hand with the mediumship one. That's why I put them together. And it really helps you to become, number one, aware of your soul, having a relationship with the soul self. So you start living your life from the point of view of my soul and I, right? Soul goes before the I. Soul, my soul and I. And you begin to start seeing other people as souls. You mix up with that energy, that you become aware of the energy you feel, you sense, in the colors. And you also, once you have a sense of your own soul and the fields around you, you learn how to use your own power, sitting in the power of your soul, to raise up the power into the vibration of love, and being aware of when the spirit people step into your space and how you can open up to that. And you can really become, we call it overshadow, becoming aware of them, taking the space with you. You step to the side and you begin to give messages. So psychic mediumship certification one does that. Anyway, the two courses are on sale today at 50% off. 50% off, which is big, the biggest ever done. Those two courses. And if you go to school, there's a big deal 50 is a code. You use that at checkout, big deal 50, and that will give you 50% off them. So try it. I mean, a lot of people, this is what you're waiting for, because some people said to me, I can't afford that right now. This is a way I put it there for everyone to be able to take advantage of it. They're basic fundamental courses for you to live life. It's basic grounding. So I really want to suggest that. And that's why I put these up. Really important, really important. So if you feel a connection, please look into that. Okay. And just why do these soul cares? I just don't do them. I take the time out to help everybody here to maybe hear something, to honor themselves, that they relate to something that'll change their lives, and really to help with their journey in this world, because we all need help, and never be afraid to ask for it. So this is my way of doing that. I'm working really hard. I have my relatives out visiting me for this Thanksgiving weekend, they're like, you never stop. And it's like, I guess I don't ever stop. I've got my filing in my office here. I have stuff I got to write in the book. It's amazing things, but I wouldn't know any other way. I think life has to be used and really work maximum to try to reach as many people as they can in different ways. So I hope you'll join me and support this, our work. And that's it. I'm gonna let you all go, and I'll see you at the school and hope you take advantage of that sale. Bless you all. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for being part of this enlightening journey on the Soul Care Intensive. We hope our discussions, exercises, and meditations have guided you deeper into your spiritual growth and self-discovery. Whether it's connecting with the spirit world, releasing past hurts, or finding joy, every episode is a step towards a fulfilled and meaningful life. Missed an episode? Don't worry. You can always catch up on your favorite podcast app or watch the live Q&A sessions on Facebook and YouTube with James Van Praagh. Don't forget to join our online community for continued learning and support. Remember to subscribe and keep investing in your soul's wellness. Until next time, continue to embrace diversity, nurture your intuition, and always prioritize your soul care.